Why did Roman frontier legions lack discipline? Imagine standing guard on the edge of a vast empire, watching 4 enemies but feeling more like a babysitter than a soldier. That's what life was like for many Roman frontier legions. You might think soldiers in the Roman army would always be sharp and disciplined, but that wasn't always the case along the borders. So, what caused this decline in discipline? Let's find out. First, these legions were mainly there to defend the borders, not to fight big battles. Their job was to hold the line and slow down invaders until bigger Roman armies could arrive. This meant they often stayed in one place for a long time, doing routine guard duty. When soldiers are stuck in boring, repetitive tasks and don't get to fight exciting battles, their motivation drops. Without the thrill of victory or the pride of a hard-won campaign, discipline can slip away. Second, the soldiers in frontier legions weren't always Roman citizens or the best-trained troops. Over time, the Roman military started to include local recruits, auxiliaries, and even barbarian allies called foederati. These troops didn't have the same loyalty or strict training as earlier Roman soldiers. Many of these recruits came from different cultures with different ideas about discipline, which made it harder to keep everyone in line. Third, leadership along the borders was often weaker. Frontier commanders had less authority and fewer resources than the generals leading the main armies. The empire was also busy with political struggles, which meant less focus on military discipline. Sometimes, commanders used harsh punishments like decimation, where 1 in 10 soldiers was executed for mutiny or cowardice. But these punishments didn't always work and could make soldiers more afraid or resentful. Fourth, the constant threat of barbarian invasions added to the chaos. When raids happened frequently, soldiers felt abandoned and unsupported by the central government. This made them more likely to desert or act out of self-preservation rather than follow strict orders. The stress of ongoing attacks wore down morale and discipline over time. All these factors meant that frontier legions weren't as disciplined as earlier Roman armies. They struggled to stop barbarian invasions, which pushed Rome to relying more on mobile field armies and diplomacy. This shift made the empire weaker over time and helped speed up its decline. So, the lack of discipline wasn't just about bad soldiers. It reflected the bigger issues of strategy, politics, and social change that the Roman Empire faced during its later years.